Hi everybody. Oh my gosh, I keep trying to make this video and every single time something goes wrong. This is like my fifth attempt to make this video. So, woo, okay. Take a deep breath because, oh my God, just getting irritated. This video is about nail school. I've been interacting with a lot of people in the comments, and many of you are either thinking about going to nail school or are already in nail school. And so, I just kind of want to share my experience, and also for those who are thinking of going, just give you some insight into what you can expect. And yeah, and then if you are already licensed, you've been to school already, I would love to hear your experience. You can share that in the comments. So, just to give you guys a little background, I've been doing nails since I was 14. Obviously not professionally, but that's when my love and passion for it started. And it was just a side thing for me to do for myself and my friends. My mom would buy me acrylic kits and little things like that, and kind of help to feed feed my habit or whatever I was doing. And when I graduated high school, I went to college for business, and because at the time that was the big thing to do, was business management. But unfortunately, it just wasn't for me. I didn't like it. I wanted to do something that was more creative, something with my hands. And at the time, that's where I met my husband, and we became friends. And he always encouraged me to go to beauty school. He said, "You know what? You should do this. You're really good at this. You love to do it. Just do it, and you can really take it far." He encouraged me to just think outside of the box. Like you could own your own salon, or you could teach. You could open a beauty school. You can start your own product line. You can maybe work for celebrities, or fashion shows or whatever. Like he really helped me to think outside of the box, and that just really got me excited. So I dropped out of college, and my mother was not happy about that. At the time, I was staying with her, and she felt like nails was just a hobby. That's just something you do on the side. It's not something you can make a career out of. And we had a very big disagreement on that, and that ended with me leaving her house. And yeah, it was pretty bad. Since then, obviously we've made our peace, and she saw the light. But that's just for you guys who may have somebody in your life that doesn't believe in you going to do nails, or whatever. There's always going to be somebody that either doesn't take it seriously or doesn't have the vision that you have. So you can't let that discourage you. You still have to press forward, and if it's really in your heart to do it, just do it. So yeah, that was that. And yeah, and I went to school. So we'll start off with of course I typed up a table. One day I'm gonna get real fancy and do like a PowerPoint, like make it like a actual slideshow. But yeah, so the first thing you want to do, obviously, is do your research. You want to type in nail schools in whatever your city is. And there's not going to be a lot. Let's just be honest with that. There's not like beauty schools, every 10 blocks or something like that. They are very rare, and especially one that has a nail program. You'll find a lot of cosmetology schools and a lot of barber schools and makeup and skincare, but very rarely do they also include a nail curriculum. So when you do find one, be prepared that it's probably going to be out of the way. Okay. When you look the school up, you want to search for the reviews and the ratings. You want to see what people are saying about it. Does it have good reviews, a good success rate? Do the teachers know what they're doing? That kind of stuff. You want to see what people are saying about it. And then, like I said, be prepared to go out of the way. You might have to have a bit of a commute. It could be up to 25 miles away from you. My school was pretty far from me. At the time, I lived in the west suburbs of Chicago, and my school was way far south, like way far south. And I had to, it was a 2-hour commute. So I took one train to the end of the line. Then I had to get on another train and take that one to the end of the line, and then get on a bus after that. And, I did that, 6 days a week. I was going Monday through Saturday. Okay. And that could be your motivation to finish, because you get tired of a commute like that. You're going to go and knock those hours out so that you don't have to keep going back out there. But, yeah, so that's what I did. The next thing you want to do after you looked up a school is you want to visit. Okay, I hope you guys can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you want to schedule a visit. Call them, find out, when you can come in and have a tour and that kind of thing. And so when you get there, obviously, first impressions. Is it clean? Is it professional? Are the staff, treating you well? That kind of thing. Most times you'll get there, they're going to introduce you to the director or the admissions person, and you'll get a tour and probably like a video presentation. The most important thing is the credentials. You want to know if this is an accredited school, because there are a lot of scams out there. There are a lot of schools that will take your money and then close down, or you find out that it's not accredited. All you get is a certificate. A certificate is not the same as a license. You need to have a license. You need to be recognized by the state. So you need to go to a school that is accredited, and once you complete the curriculum, they submit it to the state. You pay your fees and whatever to take the exam. Okay, so please make sure this is a real institution. Okay. Some of the questions you might want to ask when you're there are, how long is the course going to take? At the time when I went to school, it was 350 hours for nails, but now I think it's like around 600 to 650 in most states. So you need to find out, how many hours, and then what kind of schedule do they have. Usually full-time is during the day, and you'll go like 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 or something like that. And then some schools have night classes, and you can go for like 4 hours or something in the evening. And that's what I did. I went part-time because I worked during the day. So in the evenings, I went to school, and during the weekends I was there because, most schools are open on Saturday to the public. So I was getting in 8 hours on Saturday, and whenever I could go during the day, I would go during the day. I tried to go as much as possible so that I could knock those hours out. I did not want it to drag out at all. And because of that, I ended up finishing in about 2.5 months. So yeah, it was really not a lot. It didn't take long at all. The next thing you want to know about is the tuition. Obviously, how much is it going to cost? Every school is different. I can't tell you how much it's supposed to cost or what sounds reasonable or not. I know at the time when I went, I paid $1,400, and that's obviously for the full course, and I also got a kit. So yeah, you need to find out how much it costs. Most schools have monthly payment plans, so if you agree to pay a certain amount every month, that's how you're able to pay it off. Some schools have financial aid, so it's up to you to figure that out and discuss it with them. Most of them will work with you on whatever is reasonable for you. But just keep in mind that you can't complete the course without having paid up your tuition. So it's not like you can get your hours and then go take the test. If you still owe the school money, they will hold up your paperwork. Okay, so you have to pay them up by the time you're done. Then, and this is really quick and simple right here, once you figure out a plan, okay, I want to go during the days, or I want to go, whatever schedule it is, and you want to sign up for the school, commit and don't quit. Okay, just knock it out. Don't give up. I know when I was in school, there was a lot of girls were just really kind of lazy about it. Some of the girls, they just would disappear for a few days or weeks, and it's just like you're just gonna drag it out, And obviously things happen in your family. You might have emergencies and stuff. You need to take some time off, but If there's nothing really going on in your life, just go. Like, just stick with it, and get through it. Don't drag it out longer than it needs to. Okay. Next is focus, and like I just said, knock out your hours. Do whatever you can to get all your hours in. If you can come early, come early. If you can stay late, stay late. Go on the weekends. I don't know how all schools are set up, but I know when I went, we had like a card, an ID card that we swiped, and as soon as you swipe it, you're on the clock, and it's keeping track of your hours and minutes. Okay, so that's how you know how many hours you've done, and etc., etc. So just go and knock your hours out. Work ahead if possible. By that I mean, usually you'll have a syllabus. You'll know, okay, this is what we're working on in the next chapter, or this is coming up, this is going to be due. Get done all of your projects. As much as you can get done, get it done. For example, when for me, we had to have a binder, and each binder was for a section for each chapter, and you do the questions for each chapter. And some nights, I would just stay up and I would work ahead on the next 2 chapters, get all the questions answered. We had a big project on a poster board, which was like all the bacteria and the germs and stuff like that, the different types of infections, like all that stuff. Whatever I could do ahead of time, I worked ahead and I got it done. I would just sit it to the side. I didn't have to worry about it. It was already done. So that way, when it's time to turn it in, I can just turn it in. So yeah, if you can work ahead, that'll, knock out a lot of your work. Don't get sidetracked by drama. And let's face it, women are catty, and especially when there's a large group. And nail school beauty school in general can be very catty. There's always going to be people in your class that think that they're above the teacher and nobody can teach them anything. They know it all already. Then there's going to be people who like really, really, really lack confidence, and it's going to take extra people in the class to keep them motivated and keep them encouraged and stuff like that. There's always going to be stuff going on in the class. Sometimes you might not like your teacher. It's just, people steal. You'll have your kits and I don't know if you have lockers, because we didn't have lockers. We just had like a rolling case that we kept all our stuff in. But oh my God, people's stuff will come up missing, and there's just stuff, and salons are no different. There's drama in salons. There's definitely drama in beauty school. Cliques and things like that. So all I can say is just, don't get sidetracked by any of that stuff. If this is a good school and you're learning what you need to learn, don't focus on all the other stuff. Just, keep your head where it needs to be, and, stay away from the other stuff, okay? Then, learn from other outlets. Let's just be real about something. Not all instructors are good, okay? And that would be even in college. Sometimes in college you get a professor that's just really difficult, or you just don't vibe with the way that they teach. Sometimes you might have that in beauty school. A lot of instructors are, have been in the industry 20 and 30 years, and their skills or whatever, their knowledge isn't up to date. And sometimes they can't teach you what you need to know. So, be prepared to learn from other outlets. Take classes. If you find out certain product brands or companies are holding classes, look up classes and take them. You can really learn a lot. You can learn something from everybody, even if it's just one thing. Go to the trade shows, go, to the booths, get demonstrations and stuff done on you, or watch other people do demos. Buy DVDs and magazines and things like that. Just really learn and absorb and soak up everything you can, because like I said, you can learn something from anything. And you know, obviously practice, practice, practice. Nobody can get good at anything if they don't practice. Having a practice hand and not using it doesn't make any sense. You know, use it, practice something. You know, if it's just doing a pink and white, if it's doing a sculptured nail, you know, doing nail art, just practice, 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 practice until, you know, you feel you're comfortable with it. As far as skills and things like that, that takes time. You know, very rarely do people go in school and they're just the bomb right off the bat. You know, some people do struggle, and it takes a little time to kind of get your flow and, you know, get your timing down and stuff like that. You know, and you'll even have that when you work in salons. You know, even working in salons is still a learning process, you know, because you have to go with the flow of that salon, and, you know, they want you to get this done by this amount of time and blah, blah, blah. And clients are used to it being done this way. And, you know, so it's constantly going to be a learning process. And, what else? Yeah. Complete the curriculum. You know, like I said, do everything. Make sure all your work is done. Make sure your tuition is paid up. Everything is squared away. And then once that's done, you know, they'll submit the paperwork to the state, and you'll get your test date. And then you just have to study for the test. Now, is the test hard? I mean, for me, it was a really long time ago, but there's definitely a lot of stress and a lot of pressure around it, because you're like, oh my God, am I going to pass? Am I going to know all the names of these diseases and bacterias and infections? And, you know, because that stuff can get really confusing. So, you know, I'm not going to tell you not to be stressed out or not to, you know, take it seriously where you need to really study a lot, because you do, because you just never know, you know. But I just remember when I did take the test, I was like, okay, this isn't that bad, you know. So yeah, again, there's all this anticipation and stress, but once you get in there, you know, it's not hard to pass at all. You know, it's not rocket science or chemistry or anything like that. So, you know, just study really good, and, you know, you should be good. About the test, a lot of times the location is probably, you know, somewhat out of town. I know for me, I was in Illinois, and I had to take a trip all the way to Springfield, you know, to the state capital to take the exam. And, you know, that was a really long train ride. I had to stay overnight in a hotel, so it was a pretty big ordeal. And then there's the waiting. You know, you have to wait to, you know, get a letter to find out if you passed or not. And, you know, it's a lot of anticipation, but, you know, the final reward, you know, having your license is amazing, because you worked for it and nobody can take it away from you, you know. And you just have to keep up with it. You know, you have to get continuing education hours every few years. You know, you have to continuously go to classes and trade shows and learn and, you know, keep up with all the new stuff. So, you know, it's a lifelong commitment, you know, and if you really love it, even if you sit it down for a few years, at some point you'll probably want to come back to it. And that's what happened for me. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and it's less than 20 minutes. Yay! So leave me a comment. Let me know if you're thinking about going to school. Let me know if you're in school. How is it? How do you like it? If you're out of school, you know, what was your experience like? Any regrets? You know, all that kind of stuff. Talk to me in the comments, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.